Assalamu alaikum. Returning to our favorite, Kitab al-Tawheed. This bab is lengthy, but it's also easier because it's almost reviewing some of the concepts that you've already learned, but giving us more detail for the modern times we're living in, and you will see how appropriate it is. The name of this bab is ما جاء أن بعض هذه الأمة يعبدوا الأوثان. Oh my goodness. Does he mean now? He's talking about how some of the ummah worship idols. Is not a really good interpretation because of the times we live in. We think of an idol as something so far removed from what we know as what we wish we were. But as we read this, we will find how exactly current it is. سبب مجيء المؤلف هذا الباب, he's saying, why am I bringing you this again? Because he knows that he's spoken about it before. Why? إن الشرك لا يمكن أن يقع في هذا الأمة. He's saying this is what they're saying. No way, us? No, not now. وأنكروا أن تكون عبادة القبور أولياء من الشرك. And they deny that going to graves is of shirk. They refuse to admit it. لأن هذه الأمة معصومة. And he's saying we are, ma'asuma means we're not into this group of bad behavior. We are ma'asuma. And then he gives the hadith. And this hadith is in Muslim. إن الشيطان أيأس أن يعبدوا المرسلون في جزيرة العرب. Satan has given up, despaired with the Muslims in the Arab Gulf. ولكن في تحريش بينهم. So he just tries to make problems within them. This is the shaitan. الجواب عن هذا, and now the author is saying, I say regarding this, and الكلام على مسألة الثامنة عشرة. He said, I've already answered you in the Masalat 18 in this bab, Tarak الشجرة وهجرة. Now we recall this bab. I don't have to go back and find it for you. He said, recall about worshiping trees and rocks. Remember we studied that before? He's reviewing this now with more detail. He said, recall though, that the hadith says, بعض هذه الأمة, some of the Muslims, not all of them, ليس كلهم. And why is that? لأن في هذه الأمة طائفة لا تزال منصورون على الحق إلا قيام الساعة. He said, there will always be a group from my ummah that will be victorious according to the haqq until qiyam as-sa'a, until the end of time. But then, beware. لكن سيأتي في آخر الزمان. The end of times will come. ريح تقبض روح كل مسلم. A wind will come and cause the death of every Muslim. فلا يبقى إلا شرار الناس. Only the worst people will remain. Little bit of grammar just so you see what happens to us who don't get our tashkil and our harakat. MBS. Calling MBS once again. I'm calling on you. What are you going to do? We don't need another disco MBS. We need a reprint of Qawlul Mufid, Sharh Uthaymin. These are your people. These are your ancestors. Could you just do this as a show of good faith? I don't want golden bars. I don't want a plane. I don't want anything. I don't want money. Never taken a cent from any of you. What I want is my favorite book next to Quran, okay? Have you read it? Probably not. Probably not. Although, husn zan, a Muslim is ordered to have a good idea, impression, thought about his or her brother or sister Muslim. So please, inshallah, billahi tawfiq. You want to win in this game, whatever you call politics? You do know they're slandering Muhammad ibn Wahab. They always have. And they always will. You don't have to guess why. Okay? Now, your great-great-great-grandfather, I don't want to say used him. That's what they say here. They just use this beloved old man, sheikh, scholar, to build the empire. Let's call it the Mamlakat al-Saudiya, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, because they got this sheikh behind them. And this sheikh was well loved and well known. Where are we now, MBS? I don't want to call you Muhammad. I don't think that's proper. I'll call you Akhi, my younger brother. I'm your grandma, MBS. Let's get off the subject of the print of this book, but I'm just going to tell the listeners what I have to go through, so they'll appreciate what I go through for the sake of ilm al-haq. Because Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, I love him. May Allah give him the highest place in Jannah, because he told the truth. He actually tries to explain the meaning of kufr and shirk. That's why they don't like him. But you see, someone like me who was raised with these people, but I don't call them that unless it's necessary, because I was one. I know what they believe. I know the extent of misholding information that we all grew up in. So when it comes to who's a kafir, who's a mushrik, what is bid'ah even, do you think they know anything? At this point, they know less about you than you know about them, because you have all of this military information of technology, and I don't know what it's called, satellite monitoring. You know what I mean. Because you need it. You need it for this man's world. Power. Let's see who we can beat today. I know more than you do. You need that now. These, let's say, all I can call them is the American Christians. They are not on this page. They are not involved with all of this. They believe that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior, died, was crucified on the cross, buried, and rose again on the third day. Why? So that you can live forever by merely believing that story. Okay? This is what they all really believe. I'm not joking, MBS. This is real what they believe. Who's helping them? Oh, it's not the Abrahamic Accords, my brother. And you know it. And if you don't know it, you should start listening to those shiyukh that you imprison. Or so we hear. I'm not sure if that's even true. I don't know what goes on. I've never even been to Saudi Arabia. I had a Hajj scheduled one year, but it was canceled. On the phone, it was canceled, telling me there was a problem on the eastern border with the Shia, and they could not guarantee my safety. Anyway, we say in Arabic, what's dead and gone, it's over. It wasn't written for me to enter the kingdom at that time, or maybe ever. Who knows? I'm getting on a tangent because when it comes to Arabic, I do get on tangents because it's not fair, okay? So we're talking about worshiping the awthan, the idols, and we're going to go on more about what exactly should we call it now. And he's saying here, قَوْلُ تَعْبُدْ بِفَتْحِ ta. See, I can't even tell you it's fatha ta. They don't put the fatha on top of the ta. So they tell me it's a fat on the ta. It's a fatha on the ta. Also, wafi bad nusakh. In some copies we have بفتح الياء. Ya'bad. So is it ta'bad or is it ya'bad? And it doesn't tell you, except more grammar. فعلى القراءة يعبد لا إشكال فيها. No problem if you want to say يعبد. لأن بعض المذكر. Because it's referring to the male here. وعلى قراءة تعبد, and on the other one, فإنه داخل في قول ابن مالك. And then they give you a verse of poetry. And then they go on and on with the poem. I'm not going to do it because I don't like this methodology. Okay, now, let's go on to the meaning of awthan. Jama wathan. وهو كل ما عبد من دون الله. Anything that's worshipped other than Allah can be termed a wathan. Then he gives here Surah Nisa, a verse. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر الذين أوتوا نصيبا من الكتاب يؤمنون بالجبت والطاغوت. Oh, translation. Have you not seen those who were given a part of the book? They believe in Jibt, means magic, and Taghut means tyrannical rulers. This is getting to be a good part now, because now we can see why he's reviewing this awthan business in the context of what are the current issues. Now, you're going to have to admit that this is all true. Even those who hate Muhammad ibn Wahab, they hate him out of jealousy, by the way. They're jealous. Isn't that a problem all over the world, especially among the Middle East? Because in the previous passage, Satan has despaired that those who are praying are going to worship him. However, he can make problems among you, can't he? Tribalism. Yeah, and he does. I'm smiling because often we laugh when we want to cry. Okay, what does it mean here? Alladina utul kitab. Those who were given the book. Utu here. Lam yu'atu kulli kitab. They were not given the whole book. لأنهم حرموا. See, no tashkil. But I know by the sentence it's passive. لأنهم حرم. حرموا بسبب بعصيتهم. They were not given the whole book because they were disobedient. فليس عندهم العلم كامل بما في الكتاب. So here's something that the author is saying. The reason that they didn't get the whole book was they were disobedient. They got a nasiban min al-kitab, part of it. وَالْمَرَادْ بِالْكِتَابِ here, التوراة والإنجيل. Because we know when the word al-kitab is used, it means all three. Torah wal-Injil. The Quran is added in after Muhammad came. We put that with al-kitab. But here we're speaking about idol worship. We're speaking about, here in this particular bab, we're talking to those who were given part of. Now we say the Old Testament, a Torah, and Injil, New Testament, but it wasn't exactly, not exactly a corollary, but close enough, we can say, because we know what they believe in now and what they want to follow. We know what it is. Well, the Christians, I'll say it again, the Protestants do believe in the Bible and they follow it closely. The Catholics don't believe it. We never saw a Bible. We never opened a Bible. So people don't realize how different it is, the Catholics and the Protestants. Regarding those other tribes of Israel, I don't use the Jew word, I told you that, because it doesn't have any meaning. It doesn't have any real legitimate meaning. We have those who came from the progeny of Ibrahim and Yaqub, and we have those 12 tribes, and we do. They were called Banu Israel. However, we have aladina amanu min banu Israel, waladina kafaru min banu Israel. It's in the Quran. I knew this before I had this book because I'm American, I live with them, I know. So there are some quote unquote, I'll use my quotes again, good ones and bad ones. The good ones could be considered to be those who follow the Orthodox version because they follow or they like Musa. But the other ones don't even care about the prophets at all. And they can be called, we have the Orthodox, we have the Reformed, and then we have the conservative. Well, actually, it should be the other. Orthodox, conservative, and Reformed Jews. Now, I don't want to get this off on the Jews because I don't use the word Jews, but I'm just saying it for your sake. It doesn't really mean anything. It means how legitimate do you consider religion, and which religion and how? And how do you view the others? Quick conclusion, they don't follow prophets. And the one that they don't even think is a prophet is Isa, Jesus. And that goes across the board with all of them. All of who? All of those who are from the tribe of Israel. Now, I'm going to get on to the Abrahamic problem when they say we're all going to follow the Abrahamic faith. No, we're not. No, we're not. Not if I still have my YouTube channel, because it's another smokescreen used against the ignorant people. You'll never find any shiuch, if they're not in prison, who will follow this mirage. I might have to do part 2. But anyway, I'm getting off again. Let's just go on to where I am. So, let's get on to the beginning of the problem. He's saying, this is the author is saying, ذكر الثاب المثل هو كعب بن أشرف. Who is Ka'b bin Ashraf? حين جاء إلى مكة. He's a bad person who came to Mecca in the old days, time of the Prophet Muhammad. واجتمع إليه المشركون. So all of those who worship the idols, came to greet him. وقالوا ما تقول في هذا الرجل. What do you think of that man? They're meaning Muhammad. الذي صفه إحلامنا ورأي أنه خير منا. We heard and we see that there's something we've dreamed, أحلامنا. Who is he? What's he up to? فقال لهم أنتم خير من محمد. He said, you're better than Muhammad. ولهذا جاء في آخر الآية, and we're referring to the ayah above, ويقولون للذين كفروا هؤلاء أهدى من الذين آمنوا سبيلا. Continuing that ayah that we started above, I don't know why he does this. It's on the same vein, however, they say, those who disbelieve, that what they believe in is better than what they believe in is better than what the believers believe in. And this is Surah Nisa 51. It's continuation of what was above. يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْجِبْتِ وَالطَّاغُوتِ. They believe in magic and tyrannical rulers. يُصَدِّقُونَ بِهَا وَيَقْرُونَهُمَا لَا يَنْقُرُونَهُمَا. So they don't have a problem with this description, that you're better than Prophet Muhammad is. لا ينقرون. فإذا أقرأ الإنسان هذا الأوثان فقد آمن به. So when these pictures and these statues and these medals and these whatever trinkets are presented to them, they accept it. They believe in it. This is part of the jibt. Now, jibt, if you ask a common person in Egypt, what does it mean, jibt al-taghut? They'll say, jibt is sihr. Then you say, well, what's sihr? And then they start to tell you what the Egyptians believe in, which is nonsense, because it's not true. Every time sihr is mentioned in the Quran, it's mentioned as an illusion. a sleight of hand, a sleight of the eye, a lie, misunderstanding, satanic. Is every time it's mentioned in the Quran, sihr, it comes with kufr. There's even a verse that says, Im sihrun hada wala antum la tubsirun. Is this magic? Or do you people just have no insight? There's a lot. And anyway, guess what? Our next chapter is sihr. And it's going to be something that you will, let's see. It's not just sihr. It gets on to the next chapter after that, kahana, those rabbis that do it and teach the people that it's important and how much they need them, and reading into the skies, reading into the animal entrails, nowadays reading into tea leaves and coffee cups. Absolutely. So if you think that this is an old-fashioned, this book was written 200 years ago. No, don't worry about that, because we are now living in it. And the reason that they don't want you to have this book, learn this book, know about this book, and to call the author of this book a terrorist, too close for comfort, it's just too close to home. But I'm here. I don't know how I ever got involved in this. This is completely something. It's a miracle, because my whole life I never believed in that junk, and they'd bring me, growing up in America, the circus, the magician, the birthday party, the magician, the funny little rabbit in the hat magician. I grew up with all of this, and I intrinsically denied it from the get-go. I hated it. And I couldn't believe how everyone loved it. So you can just feel how I feel this book. How the heck did I ever, well, I shouldn't say how the heck, astaghfirullah lazim, ya Rabbi, yaghfir li, ya Rab. How did I get out of that Vatican and just come to you now with this book, knowing everything I always felt in my heart, growing up alone in this, absolutely no one, I didn't know anyone who wasn't a Catholic. It's because Allah knew. And then Allah decided to let me become a Muslim when I was, how old was I? When I really took the Shahada, I was 38, 39. And then when I went to Egypt, I was 40. So it's rather an astounding journey. And now I'm living through President Trump's visit to the Gulf and watching. I have to be very careful with my words. I almost said watching the charade. No. Prophet Muhammad said, say something nice or don't say anything at all. But everyone else is making fun of this. And all of these people making fun of this don't know anything about Islam. Don't know anything about Middle East history or the Arabs. They all need Kitab al-Tawheed before they open their mouths. All I'm going to do is this for you. And I don't know who's listening, but Allah does. And He's going to put the right people in the right place at the right time for the right reasons. And I'm going to do part 2. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.